Hey everybody! Welcome back to Northern Lion Plays the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth. We are knocking out streaks today. 15 wins in a row, no big deal. Glass Cannon, Blood Clot, good damage, probably because of Blood Clot. Decent damage up at least. Really poor rate of fire. 9.7 MG QVSH. You know, prepare yourself. I'm probably not going to use Glass Cannon at all. This is an item that, as we've discussed laboriously in the past, I really think is in need of some kind of buff to make it actually usable without pretty much guaranteeing, or at least heavily hinting towards your death in the very near future. So, we're going to be looking for something else, but at the same time, an okay start. Mostly, the strongest thing about this start is that our damage stat is okay. Damage ups, like pure damage ups, are relatively rare. Thought I saw like an this is gonna sound like I have, you know, some kind of latent mental illness. And I'm not trying to stigmatize mental illness by saying that, but I did think I just saw an apparition through the corner of my eye. I think it was just my cat moving between the door frame here, but that's not between the door frame. That's like some kind of architectural specter. But you know what I thought I saw something out of the corner of my eye, but there's nothing there, probably. You're right, you spooky ghost. Anyway, the best thing is our damage stat as is right now is okay. Getting tiers upgrades, they tend to be a little bit more prevalent, a little bit more common than pure damage ups. So the fact that our damage is already relatively okay is pretty good, and then maybe we can rely on deals with the devil to give us something more advantageous in the future. But for now, this is okay. Excuse me. We could use tiers up for sure. But you know what? We have a little bit of a window. Like our HP is actually pretty good to start with here. Bob's Brain, obviously it has some problems associated with it, but by and large I think it's actually a pretty solid choice for us right now. And you'll have to fight me to get me to say otherwise. We also, oh man, I'm so glad I went to the big room because it is not bad at all. Inside of our curse room we got 2 cards. I'd love it if that other one was the Hierophant, I'll tell you that much. Odds are not good. 2 of Hearts is not the card we were looking for there. A Joker card could have been really good here. We did get a luck upgrade, and we got a Judgment. I do think that the Judgment is probably going to be more valuable than the 2 of Hearts. Whoa! I didn't realize we were on an XL floor. Okay, this changes everything. We got to deal with the devil on this floor almost certainly as is. Bob's Brain and Black Bean. Not my, my favorite array of possible choices for a first floor series of item rooms, but life goes on. I honestly don't know what we're going to do with this Judgment card, but... Ooh, speed plus range, plus it's a syringe. Roid Rage is a good pickup here, but the conventional wisdom, I suppose, is probably wait till the next floor and then blow it up along with something else and hope that you can actually get an extra deal with the devil as a result of getting kind of an extra chance there. Shouldn't be walking through that enemy while he's dying. He can still hit us during his death animation, potentially at least. And we get an HP upgrade, and our deal with the devil contains Mom's Knife. Okay. No question about that. We're going to roll exactly as we have it right now. Our HP is fucked, but our damage should be immense. Can we use that in North America? I know I get too up my own butt, linguistically speaking, about linguistics. But can we say that something is immense? It's like an Australian slang, right? Like... yeah, dude, that party was immense. That's not what Australian people sound like, but would you rather I try the accent? It's going to be Flight of the Conchords, who I know are from New Zealand. And then people will be offended by it, but life goes on, I suppose. It'd be like, hey, the party was immense, mate. It's not... Where's the car? Something like that. Oh, okay. Bob's Brain, fart right off. That's what I get for doing that. I knew the Australian accent was gonna be a specter hanging over us. I don't know what happens if we use Glass Cannon here. I'm just gonna give you the 2 cents just to see. I don't know what happens if we use Glass Cannon here. I'm gonna just avoid using it because it scares the crap out of me. Hey, good news. We're going to get HP on every floor after this floor. So that's pretty sweet. I'm pretty excited about that. I hope you guys are excited as well. We gotta make it that far. We got a pretty good setup for making it that far, with the exception of the fact that, of course, we have no HP right now. Ghost Baby's gonna be a huge help. Thanks, Ghost Baby. Really appreciate it. Not losing the streak. At least not losing the streak like this. We have to be so careful. Infested's fine. We have to be so careful with Bob's brain, because it really could ruin our lives. There we go. Just want to get rid of it. This is actually terrible because we don't want anything out of Little Chad. And we did get a deal with the devil. I don't even know if I want to do it in case it's Cramperino. But we did it, and we would love these items, but we really can't take them. I think we go down to the next floor, and we do this to immediately get the Eternal Heart, which doesn't benefit us straight off the bat. Get Bob's brain out of here. That was good. Doesn't benefit us right off the bat, but may in the future start to be worth its weight in gold. I was thinking, like, maybe we should go over and try to push that. That's a terrible idea. Don't do that. Wrong part of my brain was calling the shots there. This is great. This is great. Okay, give me a key. They gave me a key. Give me an HP upgrade. Oh, it's a leech. It's not bad. Don't get me wrong. If we were in a less desperate situation, I would probably be okay with that. By the way, this situation we're in right now is only desperate insofar as we're bereft one spirit heart. If we can pick up one spirit heart, then as far as I'm concerned, we've probably won the entire run. However, absent that spirit heart in the present moment, I'm shitting my pants a little bit. I've not been home since I left long ago. Shitting my pants back to heaven. Riot Act, Pearl Jam's much maligned 2002 album. Anyone? Bueller? Okay, we got keys. The keys, not super valuable. If we had 5 cents, I'd be very happy. You know, good chance to go to our shop and get a spirit heart. Joker card, Can't really envision a world in which we're happy to have that right now. What do you do here? I mean, unless we get a bomb from the fight, which we didn't. You just go and you fucking fight the boss. It's just a normal day at the office. Don't get hit against Gertie or your life might be over. You know, no big deal. What do you got for me? What do you got for me? You got HP. I really appreciate that. Let's use our Joker card. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Alright. Dark Bum is going to be able to pick up all these red hearts. Hopefully give us an advantage as a result of this. You put the lead out a little bit. Don't worry about it. It's not like it's, you know, a time limit or anything. Literally, there's not. But figuratively, I'd like to get out of here before I die of old age. We will check our... Whatever. I'm not concerned about it. I'm happy with the way this looks right now. And actually, it's awesome as long as we don't start to play like shit now that we have a little bit of extra HP. This might have just given us the win. We know we're going to get an HP upgrade on the next floor because we have an Eternal Heart right now. It's not like we accidentally played a Blood Bank or something like that. You know, we have Dark Bomb, so we're going to be getting all sorts of upgrades in the future that we may or may not have otherwise had access to. Just give me a flippin' bomb. We've been so bomb bereft on this run, man. Bomb bereft. You know, Barbara Ann. Is it Barbara Ann? I think it's Barbara Ann. To be honest, I'm not very familiar with the Beach Boys anthology of music, apart from, you know, of course, Pet Sounds, but you got something for me? Nothing yet. Still, I'm pretty sure that the Dark Bum pickup there has basically given us the win. But it cannot be overstated how important the actual HP upgrade that I normally am like, oh, just another HP upgrade. From our boss, getting that has actually given us the fuel that we needed in order to capture Dark Bum, or take Dark Bum. And in taking Dark Bum, we've improved our chances of winning the run from, like, I don't know, 50% maybe, when it got pretty scary there at times. I mean, I'm not saying it was a 10% chance to win. Let's look at the facts. You know, we do have Mom's Knife here, which is why I'm not even going to go to our shop, because I actually feel like I probably should not be buying things from our shop, at least if it costs us our donation machine to do so. Instead, okay, that worked out surprisingly well. I'd rather use a bomb than spend a spirit heart at this point, but I think we should be donating to our shop, if anything. But now we have enough money as well to come back here and reroll this, and no. Not Fire Mines, not Fate's Reward, not Able. Yes, we will. I didn't need to donate that last cent there. We will take Book of Shadows. We can also continue to reroll. And we got Poison Shots. I think it does work with the knife. So, honestly, this floor has basically taken us the entire gamut. We ran the gamut from likely death to almost certain victory. I'm excited by this, and it looks like Win 16 is pretty much going to be in the books here. Yeah, HP is looking great. What are we going to do? Well, every third room, I'm definitely going to be popping Book of Shadows, just because it allows us to run into enemies and insulates us a little bit from my own idiocy of taking Bob's brain. But, you know, on the first floor, Bob's brain was looking like that might be important for us, and actually landing those shots, you know, that was a pre-we have no HP era. And I think that it was still the right choice. Definitely Book of Secrets on the Mob Trap room here. And Abominate, well, we don't need to do it right away. We can wait it out a little bit. This is, I think, the run that people think of when they think of classic Northern Lion luck. First floor, deal with the devil, Mom's Knife. It's actually, like, it's a little bit of an antiquated idea, if I dare say so myself. Now, obviously, there's some variance inherent on this. Like, sometimes you're going to get, you know, 5 Mom's Knife runs in a row, and sometimes you're going to get no Mom's Knife for 30 runs. But we've been having the occasional access to Mom's Knife, but not a ton of it. So I actually feel pretty gifted to be rolling with Mom's Knife right now, an item that has not shown up quite as often as Cursed Eye has, I'll tell you that much. Excuse me, streamer, obviously, that was bad. Obviously, it won't show up as often as Cursed Eye. Cursed Eye can show up in red chests, and red chests are quite prevalent because your dumbass refuses to drop the left hand on a regular basis. Okay, you know, you got me. You got me with math, and as a result of getting me with math, I can't be mad, because if there's any way to be gotten that is palatable, it's to be gotten with Matt. With Matt. We got the Matt. We got the Matt. Tribe Called Quest. Now that's not a much maligned album at all. I don't even know. Some people out there might be like, hold up, Northern Lion. Can we go back to where you called Pearl Jam's 2002 album Riot Act much maligned? I'm not saying it's a bad album. I own it. Or owned it somewhere. My parents have moved enough that it's probably been thrown away or, you know, gifted to Goodwill or something like that, which is fine, you know, spread the love, man. Everybody needs an outlet to buy $4 CDs. But I mean, when you think of Pearl Jam albums, you're thinking 10. You're not thinking, you know, name 2 songs on Riot Act. If you can do it, you must have owned the album. I can name 2 songs on Katy Perry's Teenage Dream, and I don't own the album. What was the lead single? It was, oh, you know, that classic Pearl Jam song, I Am Mine, is the feeling that gets left behind. I don't even know why I asked for that album. There was a period, like, I asked for it for Christmas or so, like my 7th grade graduation or something like that. I don't understand what I was thinking. Not that it's a terrible choice, I don't understand what drove me to be that interested. Should have picked up 10 instead. Now that's an album, man. Track 1 Once, track 2 Alive, track 3 Even Flow, track 4 Jeremy. Like that it just was a stalwart of the 90s, isn't it? I mean, I was like 4 when it came out, so I'm not going to pretend I was, you know, living grunge style in the boroughs of Seattle or anything like that. I'm just saying. All right, let's get back to the lecture at hand here. We haven't really had a need to discuss anything because basically we just keep getting stronger and stronger. That is not a teleport card, unfortunately, but we have a great chance of getting a deal with the devil on this floor. Last floor, we mostly picked up the magnet, as well as the ability to fly, plus Cat of Nine Tails. The shot speed doesn't matter to me at all, but the extra damage is good. You know, this is a run where definitely I like to pay it forward. And think about, like, maybe it's a good thing for us to be fighting the Hush on this run, you know? Get your positive karma up there so that the game continues to be kind to you instead of, you know, being rude to you. You got something for me? I think I was gonna say, it looked like you had something for me. I'm not gonna say no to that. Excuse me. 33 cents. Okay, so we've gotten enough money, mostly out of that mob trap room, I suppose, to be able to, for sure, donate some to our donation machine. In many ways, we're just in, like, kind of a hangover from that run that was I don't know, maybe like 4 runs ago now that was really tough. That I had to edit halfway through because I had to leave. Oh, excuse me, you should be using our spacebar item. We're still, like, our shop has not recovered, our donation machine is weak, but I honestly feel like that run is what I truly have to thank right now for galvanizing me. Like, I don't, when I start up a run, and even on this one where we had, like, a little bit of low HP for a while, never for a second did I feel like, well, we're living on borrowed time. Parasite, unfortunately, doesn't do much for us. Fun item when it does, though. No, push it away! I want triple shot. Triple shot Mom's Knife is at least a cool looking synergy, if nothing else. But yeah, I feel really confident right now. And you know, when I start episodes, yeah, we'll take this and you know what? Why not mix it up? And then we'll donate a little bit of money. See, bad habit, man. I shouldn't have come into that room to buy something. I should have just come in to donate. Real life, I'm very spendthrift, except for the fact that, you know, I bought $800 US virtual reality machine like 6 weeks ago. But if you ignore that, most of the time, I tend to be a sense like, listen to me talk about equity and, you know, putting your money into a 7% annual return if historical norms hold index fund. I'm pretty pro fiscally being safe with your money. Yeah, we'll take the Polaroid for sure. And, I mean, I don't really want to do it, but we have Mom's Knife. And actually, I do want to do it now that I think about it. See, that's why you don't just follow your heart immediately. Sometimes you gotta get your head in there, because I just realized that every second wave we're going to get a doubly long, hopefully doubly long at least, Book of Shadows play. So we may actually spend this entire boss rush invincible, which is pretty sweet if you think about it. Like, not being able to take damage, I'd say that's a net positive for sure. And I didn't actually realize that, like, now you're going to say, oh, of course you should have realized, you idiot. But in the moment there, when I took car battery, I was just like, maybe we'll have something else later that will actually benefit this, because 2 invincibilities doesn't make sense, but it has actually doubled the length of the invincibility, which is obviously, you know, several orders of magnitude actually better for us. But anyway, I don't even remember what I was talking about moments ago. Something about being fiscally conservative. Largely irrelevant at this point. We're stacking up like too many charges as well, which is good. Okay, I never should have taken damage there. I was trying to thread the needle a little too much. But all we need to do is kill 2 waves, and then we get our invincibility back. Did you actually murder your friend? That's not cool, man. This wave is very anti-Mom's Knife. We don't have Nun's Habit, so there's no need to, like, deliberately get hit. This is the kind of game where you do think about that sometimes. Maybe there's a purpose behind that, but not in our present situation for sure. Are the Turdlings stronger than the Gurglings? It's also a game, you know, you go, oh, what are the effective damage boosts that you get? Oh, it's a 1.05 damage proportion? Thank you, Horace, my hypothetical butler, for your wonderful Isaac Caddy skills. And then it's also a game where you go, do the Turdlings have more HP than the Gurglings? And as I always do, I apologize for taking on a traditionally southern United States affectation for that. It's a cheap ploy to get laughs, and it's offensive, but it's a hard habit to break, alright? But I'm working on it. It just, when you say silly things in your normal voice, people are very inclined to not think that it's a joke, and they'll be like, what is NL talking about? This item's like trash or blah blah blah. But if you put on a very silly voice, then people know what you're talking about. Anyway, down to the next floor. Good stuff. It just keeps getting better. I mean, Judas' Shadow is an awesome item for us. Why not, right? The only way that I will take advantage of Judas' Shadow at this point, unless things go terribly on this floor or maybe the Hush fight, is if we get a Suicide King card, which is kind of an interesting, you know, consequence, but doesn't happen all that often. I'd like it to. I don't know. I kind of feel like Maggie's Faith has been good for us, so let's keep it up. Don't really want to play these guys. Oh, wow. Is this an XL floor, too? No, just Scarred Womb 1. I thought it was an XL floor just because sometimes that can lead to some weird-ass floor generation, but this one's just a small floor, which is A-okay by me. get a deal with the devil. And ball of bandages, and we will take Incubus here. I mean, you know, there's something to be said for actually doing this. It pays for itself, not quite immediately, but pretty soon thereafter. Let's go get our other Spirit Heart, just because we are slightly low on HP now. We did like 3 rooms here. This is a little silly. We got 8 keys. It's enough to make the Booty Go Brap, but it's also enough to make the... I don't really care about any of the other trinkets. We're fine with what we got. It's also enough to make the Hush fight still fairly tempting. Something like Nun's Habit would be awesome if we could swing it, though. Thank God we didn't go the wrong way on that floor. Oh! He rushed me down. Bang, bang. He rushed me down. Anyway, let's not get sued by every copyright holder over the course of this episode. Nancy Sinatra, of course, notoriously litigious. Pop quiz. Nancy Sinatra is the daughter of this famous crooner. Is it A, Frank Sinatra, B, Dean Martin, or C, these meaningless quizzes will never give you what you desire in life except a brief serotonin hit for thinking that you are more intelligent than the average television viewer? The answer is all of the above. Well, not Dean Martin, though. The answer is A and C. Of all of the possible multiple choice bullshit, and I've seen it all, you know, you might be like, oh, well, you wouldn't know anything. You should take statics. Statics is when, you know, I've taken some hard courses in my day, some really analytical courses where you had to know your shit in order to pass, much less, you know, get an A, which I didn't. But anyway, the worst, you know, you talk about like a multiple choice question. All of the above, classic professor option. That tests your knowledge. None of the above, classic professor question, tests your knowledge. All of the above combined with none of the above, that's a gift from above. He basically took one free answer out of there that could have been correct and gave you one that, if you know anything, you should know is false. He's increased your odds of answering that question correctly, even if you don't know the definitive answer. One or more of the above is correct is where your prop starts to fuck with you. And it gets even worse if you get like 5 multiple choice and then you start the K. It's like you got A, you got B, you got C, and then D is A and C are correct, and then E is like A and B are correct. And you're like, dude, just fuck off, okay? Why don't you just ask the question in short answer format? If your lazy ass is gonna Scantron all this shit, but you're making this out like a fucking labyrinthine puzzle here that is unsolvable. Well, okay, I was 80% sure the answer was A, but I was 30% sure that B could be my secondary answer, and I'm 15% sure that C, but if C is correct, then B can't possibly be, you know, it's like a fucking nightmare. Cool it with that shit. That's a little silly. Okay, I would not like anything that you can give me here, so thanks but no thanks, I suppose. And definitely not that. We're gonna go on to this Hush fight, I think, and I'm gonna open this sparkling water and pour it into my cup while we go through the vignette, and we'll watch Isaac eat something and throw up there. Gross. Literally ate a razor blade. That had to hurt coming back up. Here's the way you write a multiple choice question. Oh, right, Curse of the Blind. Little Steven, it's okay, takes us closer to conjoined, I suppose. We'll just donate more money. Alrighty. Pyro. It's okay. Here's the way a multiple choice question should work. A, B, C, optional, there could be 5. So let's say A, B, C, D, E is all of the above or none of the above. There you go, you sorted it out. That's it. That's all you gotta do. Oh, 48-hour energy is sick nasty for getting in there. Yeah, I don't really care if you drop more Spirit Arts. If we take too much damage, 48-hour energy is gonna just... I mean, think of how many charges this is gonna give us, considering that we also have car battery. But anyway, this is real good, is what I'm trying to get at here. That's it. Once you start getting into the other stuff, is like, can you at least actually provide me with an examination booklet? That way I can write the explanation of my answer and not just be like, oh, I got it wrong, I must not know what I'm talking about. Because you're setting up a maze of traps. You're setting up 13 Dead End Drive, you son of a bitch. That's how you end up having these courses where the prof's like, hey, Just so you know, you guys fucked it up on the midterm. The class average is 35. You're like, you know, if you're not in college yet, you'd be like, how could a class average be 35? Everybody in the class must be stupid. You're smarter than that. You understand that that can't possibly be the case. But anyway. Alright, line up our knives here. It's beautiful. How many familiars do you have to get for conjoined? Because we're at like 90 or 99 right now, so... Figured we'd just get in there. I don't really care if we take a lot of damage, because this 48-hour energy is just stupid in the amount of power that it's actually going to give us. We'll just pop it right now, I suppose. It only gave us 1 extra battery charge, but still, that's enough, man. Sometimes I get messages, and the messages from people are like, hey, NL, I've been watching your content for a long time. It's really cool that I've been doing this long enough that people are like, hey, I started watching your stuff when I was a freshman, now I'm going to college. That's fucking crazy. That's really cool. Most people, you know, they go through high school, their interests evolve and change. You're still here listening to me, but you know what? I appreciate it. I hope it becomes a lifelong obsession that's very fruitful for the both of us. But in any case, buy my shirts. But also, they say, hey, I'm like graduating from high school, I'm going to college, what's your advice? My advice for college is very simple. You know, you have a chance to reinvent yourself, don't be an idiot. That's basically what it comes down to. Party a little bit maybe, see if it's for you, don't party too much. Go to class. But at the same time, don't be afraid to live a little bit, you know? It's the only time in your life you're going to be able to do some things that, as a slightly older adult, people are... Like, if you're in college, and then someone said, hey, how was your weekend? And you're like, it was really cool. You know, I drank on Friday, or Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We went, you know, had some good times. As a 30-year-old, you'd start to be like, this person has a problem. In college, it's acceptable. And you should dabble in that. Don't take it too far. And the most important thing, I can't stress this enough, go to class. You're there to go to class. You can have your cake and eat it too. You can have the fun social stuff. That's on tap, you know, if you're interested. But go to class. Like, you're gonna forget because it's like May, or it's June, I guess, as I'm recording this. It's June, I guess. And you're gonna be like, oh, I got till September to worry about that. I mean, it's gonna be tempting. It's gonna be like 9 a.m. You're like, I don't really want to wake up for my 9 a.m. class. You should go to class. It's really gonna benefit you, you know? It's easy to coast sometimes in high school. And I realize that this is like it's a bit of an exclusionary talk, because not everybody that goes through high school ends up in a college environment. It's not for everybody. However, if you're going that way, have a good time, go to class, make lifelong friends, but also, like, go to class. Anyway, why wouldn't you? You're there, you're not doing anything else, you know? You're gonna skip class, play video games? I wouldn't recommend it. Anyway, that's my advice. I'm not gonna belabor the point. I'm sure in September there'll be, you know, BuzzFeed list, the 30 things you need to know as a college freshman. You don't need to know anything as a college freshman. Don't fuck up your roommate's stuff. Go to class. Watch what everybody else is doing. Does that seem like I want to do that? Okay, maybe I'll do it, maybe I won't. There you go. That's your Northern Lions Guide to College. That, and when you're living outside of the dorms in your second year, or possibly, you know, earlier or later, depending on when, learn how to cook, like, real food that is also cheap. Learn how to make rice, learn how to make beans. You can make a lot of wonderful dishes extremely cheap. You don't have to be the dude exclusively eating 10-cent ramen noodles, unless you want to be. And that's, you know, that's the only time in your life you can do that as well and feel good about it, unless you're Mathis Games. But anyway, alright. This run, you know, it's become Northern Lions life advice. The number one piece of advice I always give you is don't listen to my advice, because I'm still too young to understand. You know, I'm giving advice from the position of a 27-year-old. Who cares? This body is barely lived in, man. If you took this back to the dealership, the body dealership would be like, you know, we're going to give you like 40% of the value that you paid for that body. It's barely used. So don't take my advice either. But definitely, like, go to class. But also, be cool. Just be cool, man. Definitely don't be the person who says, hey, I'm only 17, we can't watch that R-rated movie in my dorm room. That's gonna get you an atomic wedgie. Just why? It's probably just, you know, Cabin in the Woods or something like that. It's a critically acclaimed horror comedy that's very self-aware. I'd recommend it. Is this coming from personal experience, NL? No, my story is similar to that, but I was like 12 and the movie was Scream 2. Didn't happen in the dorm room. Anyway, that's that. Have fun. And if you're not going to college, have fun too. I don't know what that side of the coin is like. It's not bragging. You know what is like 90,000% of the youth now go to college? You know, you need to have a college degree just to get into high school these days. But I'm just saying I'm not aware of what that experience is like. Maybe that's cool too, man. Learn a trade, become a carpenter. That's fucking dope. The only carpenter I know right now is Karen Carpenter. You could be the most famous carpenter. Well, probably not the most famous carpenter ever. We're forgetting about Jennifer Carpenter, obviously. I can't help but feel that maybe I'm forgetting one really famous carpenter. John Carpenter. John Carpenter from The Thing and Ghosts of Mars and They Live. Is there one more carpenter that everybody knows about? Am I thinking of the carpenter ants? I don't know. It's a famous species of ant, but it's no, fire ant. Everybody knows the fire ant. Carpenter ants, like, all right, this joke has gone on long enough. Tractor beam. This does not too much for us, but we've got the win anyway. I don't think it does too much for us. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's holding our knives in. But that's okay. It's gonna be win 16, because of win 16. It's been so long since I could make that joke. I remember making that joke like a year ago. Alrighty, this was like a really, really easy one. The game hooked us up nicely from the get-go. I appreciate that, and I hope you do as well. Well, you might not, but I hope you appreciate the entertainment value nonetheless. In any case, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. And of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. If you're watching me right now, go to class. You got to get your butt out there, learn some quantum physics. You could be the next Alfred Eisenberg. Again, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. And also